Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video. If I sound a little bit different, it's because I'm currently ill. But anyway, let's pop straight into this video and tell you guys exactly what is going on with this video today about the road trip. So this has been something I've wanted to make for a very long time and has been stuck in my head for a while. Something a lot of people have missed and not really focused down on too much. I've mentioned it in videos, but I haven't focused on it. And today, that is what we're doing. So the road trip itself is obviously like the blockbuster skin, and it's going to be the story of season 5, how season 5 is going to end. It's going to affect season 5 a lot, and it's really going to play a big part in that. Now, look at the name, Road Trip. Alright guys, so that is what I want to focus on. You look at Blockbuster and you think, the Blockbuster skin, what did it do? The Blockbuster was a huge change in the movie type aspect of stuff and was basically a massive destruction. It blockbusted, like it took over the film. It was like when I say about it, like took over the scene, it was massive. It was a major step forward. So the thing with that, you look at where the blockbuster ended, it ended up creating this huge rift in Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, this is only a theory, guys, but something that I believe strongly in because look at the way Fortnite is structured and look when Season 6 is going to be getting released. So the road trip itself is called Road Trip. And what do I mean by that? Road trip. What happens at the end of a road? It always leads to an end. There are very few roads out there that obviously you're just like a circle. You can get a few out there, but most roads always lead to an end. A road trip, a trip, has an ending at some point. It's not endless. It doesn't keep going usually. Obviously you could if you wanted to, but there is usually an end to a road trip. So that being said, what exactly could this skin be? Well, we're not really going to be talking too much about what the skin is going to be itself. It's going to be obviously something big in the story, but we're talking about where this road trip could lead us. So in the thumbnail, you saw that I used the bunker in Wailing Woods. We'll hop into that and talk about that in a moment. But let's take a look at screenshot 1. Screenshot 1 here, they have a map of a road trip that they're taking in their ATK. Look at that map closely. The map is actually leading towards the Wailing Woods bunker. Now, I mentioned this in the story video a few weeks ago for the first few stories, for the first week 1 and week 2 story, but no one really took part in it and no one really thought, that's a really good idea, Pat. Maybe not like when I said obviously you guys did, but obviously other YouTubers didn't pick up on it and they just thought, we'll just carry on doing it and talking about what's going on with the road trip. And then obviously with the upcoming weeks, we've seen them traveling around the entire map and not really going to Wailing Woods. We thought that obviously week 2 is Lazy Links. We thought they would have gone Wailing Woods then, but they didn't. So given it 7 weeks, and then on the 7th week, we'll probably see the appearance of something big happening within the community. We also know that the drift skin is getting upgraded every single week. So we've seen that the drift skin is getting upgraded from the default in week 1 and then all the way up to about week 6. It should be fully upgraded. You take a look at drift itself, it's got 5 pieces overall. Week 1 had nothing, and then by week 6 it'll have all of them together, meaning that on week 7 something big will happen, and that's what will lead to the actual road trip skin. So let's pop into the game and show you guys exactly what I mean by this. Now again, I would like to apologize for my voice. I can't do anything about this at the moment in time, but we'll pop in and show you guys what I think is going to be happening. So the first theory I have is obviously the Wailing Woods bunker. That bunker itself is going to have a big part to play in the story in the future. Now, there has been a few theories around. Let's just get into the Battle Royale map. Let's load this up. There has been a few theories around with people saying different stuff about the bunker in general. Is it going to let me control my character? I don't know if it's going to let me do it. I think this was the game that actually crashed. What's happened here? I actually don't think it's going to let me get out of the bus. No, it's not. We're going to have to pop out this game. But anyway, let me carry on talking about that. I've seen a few people talking about the Wailing Woods bunker online and stuff, and basically showing other locations on the map. They've been pointing at different things and different designs and different areas, kind of basically around the race course. If you guys know, the race course itself has got the kind of like structure of the Wailing Woods bunker, the little logo on top in it. So generally, what does that mean and how's that going to affect the game? Personally, that means nothing to me. The idea of that logo there on top has been carried over from Save the World. So don't worry about it, guys. That logo on top of the bunkers has nothing to do with the storyline at all. I can 100% confirm that because I play Save the World a lot, and it's actually already in the game on Save the World. It's been there since day 1. It's just a little like cosmetic item, or whatever you want to call it, like a little design that they have in the game. So we've popped into the Battle Royale map over here, and let's talk a little bit about this road trip idea. So what I was talking about, that little design, if you're wondering what exactly it was just on the back of the bunker. Head over to the bunker, it's that little design there. A lot of people have been mentioning in videos and stuff, it's all just nonsense really, guys. That logo there on the back means absolutely nothing. It was in Save the World, it's been in since day one, it's been in since alpha stage in Save the World when I had it back in summer. Obviously Fortnite didn't come out a year ago, well, Battle Royale didn't come out a year ago, Fortnite itself did, and that logo there has been on Save the World since basically the first release day. So don't worry about it, guys, that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, the bunker down here is cool, and that's why I'm hinting towards that. I feel like the road trip is going to end there, something's going to pop out of there, something major is going to happen, and then we're going to see other things going on with the sky. Now this road trip skin himself, I believe, is going to take us to a new era. What do I mean by that? I believe he's going to take us to a brand new Fortnite map, or a new game entirely. Now why am I saying that? Look at the dates that Fortnite has planned season 6. It's towards end of September actually, leading up to October. A lot of other big games are dropping in that window. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, we've also got Red Dead Redemption 2, Battlefield 5 is it called, I believe. I don't know the exact name for it. I think it is Battlefield 5, and a bunch of other games as well are dropping in that section. Now Fortnite, obviously they're not going to bring out Fortnite 2 just yet, and that may be something that they may do in the future. I don't know exactly, but if they do, they do. Fortnite themselves aren't going to bring out a Fortnite 2. They're going to stick with Fortnite Battle Royale. So guys, that's why I'm saying this window is clear for the end of the road trip to lead to a new map or a new minigame or a new game mode. Like when I say a new game mode, you've got Battle Royale, Save the World, another extension on there, and that's where I believe it's going to end up. Now that being said, the road itself does lead towards the Wailing Woods bunker. We keep following along here and we keep going through. We lead through Lonely Lodge, we go through a few different areas, and eventually if you keep following it around, you will end up at the bunker. So the bunker itself was added in for a reason, and a lot of people were coming up with different theories then and then about the Wailing Woods bunker when it first dropped, and they were all sorts of different stuff. A lot of people were saying that maybe there's something down here, maybe it's some sort of area to hide, maybe it's a brand new underground area. That was one of my theories, and it still could be that because it's got the shape to it. You can actually see the straight shape of the structure, that it's going to be underground. You can see it there, but if you follow the path, it eventually leads to here. You've got all these road paths in here, and near enough you could turn off here and go into the woods, into the bunker itself. So that is something interesting to keep in mind with the idea of the road trip. So that's why I believe the road trip is going to come to an end. It's going to take us to that bunker, and that bunker, something's going to happen on the map that causes us maybe to teleport or to open up a new area, maybe a training mode, team deathmatch, different type of world within Fortnite Battle Royale, maybe even an entire new game that people didn't expect, like a free roam type game within Fortnite itself. We've obviously got to Save the World, and that isn't the case on that sort of game. It is kind of like that, but it's got a time limit on, and you can only have 4 people in the server. So potentially Fortnite could introduce something like that, a bit like Destiny. That would make the game pretty interesting. I feel like the game is going to come to an end at some point, and they definitely need to keep it fresh by adding new content in, and new areas and new sections, and that's why the road trip itself is going to lead to something major. Now obviously that's pretty simple to say. Anyone could say that the road trip is going to lead to something. We all know that season 5 is going to have a cool ending. Season 6 had an amazing ending. It had the rocket launching, which was pretty key, but we look on the map and what do we see? We remember guys, season 4 had that rocket launch, and it was pretty obvious that it was there, it was in the map, and no one expected anything to happen from it until it was actually confirmed and leaks started to appear. So far for season 5, what do we have in the map that's going to have that effect? We have the Wailing Woods bunker. Unfortunately it wasn't added in, but it's in a pretty cool zone. Wailing Woods is kind of not really used that much. We've had Risky change recently. Obviously Risky's been completely redesigned, and we've also got the sky still leaking snow and still leaking sand, which means this portal here potentially could have a big impact on the map itself. Now a lot of people are having, well, I've got an entire video to make on this, guys, and I'm still going to work on it for you guys. I'm still not 100% certain on it, but other people and a lot of people are saying that the heads around the map are actually all pointing towards Salty Springs, and I've seen a lot of videos on it. I've seen a lot of evidence pointing it out, and yeah, it's true, guys. The heads on the map that have dropped in are all pointing to Salty, and a lot of people are saying this is going to pour right out on Salty. Maybe the rocket could crash back down, maybe something like that could happen above this area. We just don't know, but leading to the idea of a road trip and a new area, that potentially could happen in the game if they work out perfectly. So it makes sense from a business point of view as well. Like when I make these story videos, I kind of make them realistic. I try to think it a step ahead. I try to think, what would Epic do in this position? And I said that with last season. I said something major is going to happen to Dusty. I actually said it was going to change over time in like the first week, like how it was going to develop over time, and we've noticed that. We've also seen the idea of Dusty itself becoming rebuilt. We've seen a few cargo trucks actually leading up towards Dusty, which are on the other side of Dusty over here, heading towards it maybe to rebuild it or build something new. These trucks could also be heading to Tilted Towers, but from like where they're heading and the angle they're going, probably not Tilted Towers, because there's no easy way of getting into Tilted Towers from this side. You have to go around the back. So they're most likely going to be either heading to Dusty, Loot Lake, or somewhere over there, maybe even Tomato Town. We just don't know. I can predict most likely it's going to be Dusty though, and it's going to get a repair. But that's not really related to it. These heads have a cool part to play in the season. It's interesting how they all point towards the crack in the sky. That's really what they're pointing towards in general. You look at them and you look up. Where is it pointing towards? The crack in the sky. It is generally always pointing towards Salty as well, but you know, maybe that's just like a coincidence and it's just something to do with the crack rather than to do with Salty. I feel like if they remove Salty, quite a lot of people would be salty. But yeah, I just feel like that would be the case if they remove Salty Springs, because a lot of people do say that Salty Springs is a cool location to land, especially on the likes of 50v50 and the likes of other game modes like that. It's a good location because it's bang on in the middle of the map. You used to be able to go to Dusty. Obviously Dusty's a little dead at the moment. Not many people land there, not as much as they used to, so it's not as good as it used to be, but it used to be in the center of a lot of locations. It's still a good location because you're pretty close to Paradise, you're close to Fatal, you're close to Tilted, you're near enough in the middle of the map, you're close to Retail. You can basically go wherever you want from there. So that's why I like Salty, and a lot of people did like it for that reason, and hopefully it'll stay in the game. But if it does change, maybe it'll be a better location, and maybe it'll be for the better of Fortnite. But yeah, like I was saying, the road trip is going to come to an end. I feel like something's going to happen with the Wailing Woods bunker. We're going to see an inside, maybe a base or something, a bit like the villain's base. Something major is going to come out of there, affect this up here to create a new area or new kind of map for Fortnite itself. It doesn't have to be for Fortnite Battle Royale. It could be for a brand new game mode. It could be for Save the World, and it also could be for Battle Royale. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, stick around for daily Fortnite content. If you've got any other ideas yourself, leave them down in the comment section with the storyline. This kind of is a storyline video, but it also is a Season 5 ending video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.